Hey everybody, I am finally back with another video, and it's another model review. Before I begin, I'm just going to give you guys a bit of an update on a couple of things. So number one, the giveaway. Like I said, the video will be closed at the very last minute of Valentine's Day, 11:59 p.m. And then at that point, within the next week, I will pick the winners randomly, and then, we'll move on from there. I'll give you more of an update as we approach, reach the end of that video. But, thank you all for the support. I know you're gotten a lot of comments like, thank you for doing this and stuff like that. And I want to thank you guys for subscribing, because I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for having an audience. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. And, pat yourselves on the back for this giveaway. And then number two, I'm hopefully, most likely, like at least 90% sure that I'm going to London this summer, and I'm excited because my family over there is saying, they're really hoping, and of course I'm hoping for this too, that we fly an A380 over there, which would be really exciting and a really great video to get over. So, most likely we're going to try and get the A380, from Dulles to Heathrow, and if that doesn't work, we might take WoW Air, so that way we can see Iceland maybe, because I haven't been there in forever. But yeah, so that would be really exciting either way, but hopefully we're going to get the A380, and that would be just awesome. I'm, just really psyched, and that'd be great. So I will have more information on that once hopefully the trip is confirmed, and then all that's left is travel preparations, like booking the flight and everything, because you can book really early, so like I'll know months in advance, because this might be in July, so months in advance, I might know as early as like April or May, whether or not, or what kind of plane I'm taking. So yeah, that would be great, or at least what flight it is, and therefore what type of plane. So anyway, on to the review. I got the ATI DC-8-71 freighter. This is, this plane used to come into BWI quite often with the new and old engines, but they phased the last of them out. However, Gemini they don't have the 757 Combi, which is, flies into BWI, and it is the only Combi I found out. The only Combis in the world are with Atlas Air, and they fly routes at least once a week, a couple times a week I think, to and from places like Lages and Thule to BWI. So very excited to find that out. Really cool. But anyway, so I noticed this model is becoming sold out, most likely because of the phasing out of the DC-8s. But I figured, hey, it's still kind of relevant. They're not that old. And this model surprised me with its size. I was expecting, I guess I don't really have a good sense for how big the DC-8 was until now. And it's pretty big. I mean, it's still a narrow body, but it's a really wide one, and it's a very long one, I was thinking, this is probably going to be in between the size of a 707 and a 757 300. But no, it's definitely bigger than a 757 300. It's like, there's no really plane class that could describe this model exactly. Like, the DC-8 is its own description. Like, if there's another plane like it, you would compare it to the DC-8, not the DC-8 to it, if that makes any sense what I'm saying. Basically, nothing I can, off the top of my head I can compare this to. So, very unique plane, very nice model. There is a tiny bit of, not even really damage, just a bit of a mess up. It looks like possibly a small collision or whatever in the front on the ATI logo, but it's so small and barely noticeable. Not only does it not bother me, but it's not worth trying to get another model, waiting all that time, just for one that's slightly nicer, and this may have even been their last one, so I'm not even going to take that risk. So it's fine. It's honestly fine. It doesn't bother me, and that's what's important. So box, this is a 2008 release, but it does have this white bar down here, and it has a nice, very detailed logo, Air Transport International, LLC, DC-8-71, freighter, McDonnell Douglas. This is another McDonnell Douglas aircraft for me. Made for collectors by collectors. I'll try and make sure the focus works on this. Typical box design. Let's see here. DC-8, 14 years. DC-8, 2008. It's Boeing license, you know, we all know that. And there is a picture of the model. Very nice. So on the inside, you can see just how large it is. Pretty large. Very well detailed. I will say the detail is pretty good for how old this model is. There's your inside specs and information, as well as another kind of logo at the top. Let me just move this down for you. This has a very nice fitting case. Let's move this. Sorry, it's casting a bit of a shadow. I'm trying to find a good spot for it. I guess right there is fine. And I'll just slide this. Pretty good. Awesome. Alright. So, this model is definitely going to be another nice charter slash freight airline at my airport. I'll definitely have it in a lot. It's really cool. I mean, it's my first and only DC-8, so that I'm excited about. Trying to adjust this. Yeah, sorry about that. My camera's kind of weird as far as that goes. I still have to learn the ropes of it, which is why please bear with me whenever it just doesn't adjust or randomly focuses weird. Like plane spotting, I try and do the best I can with that, but it's not perfect, and neither am I. Anyway, so at the front, of course, you got the classic eyebrow windows, if this would zoom in. Plenty of lighting, camera. You can do it. I don't know why it's not. And then you have, of course, a nice big cargo door underneath of the ATI logo. You have a couple above the wing exits. The wings are actually, it almost reminds me of the 757-300. The wings seem rather short for the body length. It's not as awkward as the 300, but it's still very noticeable without winglets. You know, it's a DC-8, so it doesn't have any, naturally. But yeah, I'm gonna move it over this way, and hopefully that'll work. Okay, cool. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's nowhere near the awkwardness of the 757-300. That plane, with the exception of, like, the Lufthansa, or not Lufthansa, Icelandair. Yeah, Icelandair, livery, Delta's pretty decent on there, you know, so, aside from a couple liveries, it's a rather ugly plane, but yeah, the DC-8 is definitely a lot better on the eyes than the 757-300. And then here we are, the registration, if we can read it. So sorry guys. I'll just give it its time. Anytime you like, camera. It's not that dark. I don't know. Maybe it's the auto settings. I don't know. I don't really know. The registration is N828BX. So sorry I couldn't get in very far, but you know. Yeah. So the livery, and I think the camera actually captures exactly what you would see with this plane. The livery is really, really nice on the tail, you know? It's a really nice blue color, you know, multiple shades of it, and I think the actual planes I've seen in real life are a lot more faded than this plane. It's rather faded right here, but it looks fine. Or not here. It's rather not faded here. And then I think the problem is I just got to zoom in from the start and then zoom out as I'm making the video. That's the main issue, but you know, now I know. So yeah. This model does have rolling landing gear as well, too, so that's another nice feature. For those of you who like that rolling gear, it's a nice feature of it. And please Stop doing this to me. Alright, there it is. Alright, cool. It's registration again. Backwards American flag. And then there's another exit, just awkwardly sitting there in between the wing and the back. Just, you know, sitting there. And you have the same thing going on in the front. And they may even be for smaller cargo. I don't know a whole lot about freight specific planes, but you know. And then I think that might just be a piece of debris. Minor buffing. So yeah, hopefully this will adjust. May also just be the background. Yeah, so ATI, very nice livery. I really do like their logo. Rolling gear. Yep, there it is. Wing detail. Here, let me get a good view of these wings. Like I said, they might be short and a slight bit awkward, but nowhere near the magnitude of a 757-300. It's a lot better than that. They're the engines. This has the newer CFs on it. So yeah, I have captured both this kind and the one with the older engines on it. So you know, classic noise. So yeah, bottom of the plane, it has the scrape plate on the bottom. You know, got several cargo doors, hole for the stand, Gemini Jets logo, rolling gear. Main gear was done very nicely, as I may add. I think the main gear and the engines, this part of the plane right here is probably my favorite. It just looks so realistic. It looks amazing right there. And on top of that, it rolls. So very happy about that. And yeah. Nice flap bays. The flaps were very nicely done as well. Like I said, I've noticed a trend with older models. The flaps, you know, seem to not have as much detail. Also depending on the manufacturer of the plane. But the older the model for Gemini, the flap detail does decrease, as I noticed. Now that doesn't happen for all of them. And this is a 2008 release, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe a 12. Maybe an 11. I mean, it looks pretty nice as far as that goes. You know, you got the lights and everything. And just, I think this plane was actually really well done for its year. I was expecting it to be fairly, you know, not rough, but old. But it surprised me. This definitely is a few years ahead of its time as far as release date goes. But yeah, let's see. So that's about it. I also... That kind of reminded me, my World Airways MD-11 is my oldest model I have. It was released in 2000, just, like 2 years after Gemini Jets was formed. So, very old model, and that's why, you know, it kind of reminded me, because they're both charters that, you know, go to BWI, so, and the age is reminding me of that. So that was just a little footnote. But, yeah. The cockpit was pretty well done too. The front of the plane, just very nice looking plane. Can't wait to have it at my airport. I think it'll look nice next to, you know, the UPS and you know, the little FedEx feeder in the background. Maybe even have this you know, right next to World Airways. You know, kind of get a charter going on. So yeah. As far as that, stay tuned for more videos. Maybe I'll go spotting this weekend. My weekend's pretty booked, I think, right now. But maybe I can go spotting tomorrow evening, if possible. I could probably do spotting tomorrow evening, hopefully. That's like the one time I have available. So maybe I'll do that. But Saturday evenings aren't incredibly busy. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. So thanks for watching. Please like, rate, and subscribe. Like I said, sorry for moments in the video that may have had a lower quality. That's just because I'm still getting used to the camera. I think I've figured it out for models. I know I have for planes now. I shouldn't have any more issues with that. So thank you guys for watching, and thanks.